The information on this show is not, nor is it intended to be legal advice. Please contact a licensed attorney to obtain legal advice pertaining to your situation.
Mga kababayan, welcome to our live show of June. Can you believe it? It's already June. And of course, we have our trusting attorneys that are here from Aquino and Loew to give you information on your immigration questions. So join us as we do this live show here on Kababayan Today.
This American Dream segment is brought to you by Aquino and Loew Law Firm, answering your immigration questions.
Welcome once again to our program, Attorney Richard Loew, Attorney Allison Aquino Silva. We have much to talk about, so thank you so much for taking the time to come here today.
Always a pleasure.
All right, so let's get right down to it. Trump has issued executive orders that has widened the scope of who the Department of Homeland Security will be seeking to deport. Attorney Richard, can you please discuss the increase in detentions and deportations since then, because we are reading everything that's happening in the news and people are still concerned.
Yes, you know, it's been a tumultuous first few months of the Trump administration as far as immigration is concerned. And there, as we have talked in previous shows, there's been executive orders and memos that have been put out, policy memos about who to pick up. Although the rhetoric has been, let's focus on criminal aliens and those bad hombres that are out there, the real damage is those people who are just there in contact with ICE when they go on and arrest somebody. So there's been what they call a lot of collateral arrests. That is, anybody who's in the area who may be living in the house or apartment or whatever that is being picked up by ICE and being questioned. There was a story about ICE going into a restaurant, ordering breakfast, then going back in the kitchen and arresting 3 individuals who were there, who were in the country illegally. So this has made detentions soar in the United States right now. Within the interior, I think it's up something like 38%. And I think the wide scope means that this is only going to get worse. We are only going to see more detentions. If you come into contact with ICE, you should have the expectation that you will be detained.
Okay, so if you have questions today regarding immigration, I highly suggest that you pick up that phone. That is a phone number that is on your screen. We would like for you to give us a call. This is an opportunity for you to ask our board-certified immigration specialists questions on our program, 1-800-553-5724. But before we take your call, Attorney Ali, can you please talk about the potential defenses to deportation? I know there's something called cancellation of removal. What is that process about?
Yes, and actually cancellation of removal and being placed into deportation proceedings, having that application of cancellation of removal could be a blessing in disguise for those who are detained and put into removal, because it's an application for a green card that an individual can only submit when they are in front of a judge for deportation proceedings. And that's why I say it could be a blessing, because that gives you an opportunity to apply for a green card where you otherwise may not be able to. And so cancellation of removal, or COR, there are 3 basic requirements. One is that an individual has been in the United States for at least 10 years. The second is that they are individuals of good moral character. And the third is that they have a qualifying relative who they can show would suffer extreme and unusual hardship if they were deported from the United States. So with regards to a qualifying relative, it's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, parent, spouse, or child.
Okay. All right. So I know that it's a sad reality that a lot of people that may be facing deportation may not have a defense. What then, Attorney Richard? What are the options for people that don't have any defense against deportation?
Well, sometimes defense would mean exercising your right to due process under the law, and that would be that you are entitled to a hearing before a judge. You are entitled to try to provide whatever evidence or put forth whatever applications you can, and you are entitled to a hearing on those applications. And due process means that everybody gets their chance in court. And what you're saying with the increased detentions and increased putting people into removal is that those court hearings can go on for a long time. So in some cases, having the system do what it's supposed to do may give you enough time for some other forms of relief to come out. In the end, if there is no forms of relief that is available to you, you can always voluntarily depart the United States and do that without having to go through the process of a formal removal.
Okay, we are taking your calls live here in Los Angeles. That is the phone number to call. If you are watching us here, tawagan niyo po kami, 1-800-553-5724. Nandito po yung ating mga immigration specialists para sagutin ang mga tanong ninyo. Now, before we go to break, Ali, can you please give advice about other things that people can do to prepare just in case that they are in removal proceedings and they will get deported? What else can you advise them?
Right. And so if for those individuals, really you need to plan for the worst case scenario because you do not want to be taken off guard. So there are collateral issues. Things such as what are you going to do with your personal belongings? You need to start making plans for how are you going to liquidate certain assets like cars, closing out bank accounts. Most importantly, possibly, what about the children? So many individuals do have children who are U.S. citizens or maybe elderly parents who also require assistance. And so they also need to go and seek legal assistance, potentially draft up documents in order to provide for the care and custody over children that are going to be left behind in the United States, or if there are parents who also require care and assistance, there are also legal documents that may need to be drafted in order to make sure that they are taken care of should you be required to leave the United States.
All right, this is all information that everybody needs to know. Mga kababayan, please spread the word. Aquino and Loew are here to help with all your immigration questions today. Make sure to give us a call, 1-800-553-5724. We'll be right back after these few commercials. Join us as we return.